This is a video to Hasbro. Please Hasbro, I'm begging you for these Studio Series figures. Starting off with multiple characters, we have the Last Knight Barricade, Hound, and Megatron. These are really cool designs that I would love to have redone. The reason why they're together though, and at number 10, is because we've already gotten leaked listings for them, which I am so excited for. I am very curious how they'll tackle these characters again, because the originals were already amazing figures. The Megatron that I have is so cool and so fun. I feel like it's almost Studio Series level already, so I'm just hoping that the eventual Studio Series figures are better. I mean, they could reuse the mold, but not gonna lie, I would prefer them to just remake it, like what they did with AoE Optimus. Even though there is a bigger chance of things going wrong, I just want to see a new approach, and I think it would be fun seeing what engineering tricks they could pull off. The next spot belongs to Demolisher and Payload. I am so surprised that they haven't made these guys yet. It is so easy to just give Scavenger a new paint scheme and to make Long Haul yellow. I honestly expected them to come out at the same time as Skipjack, but since the reissue of Overhaul just came out now, I do see them giving us these guys soon to coincide with that and to also act as the next Devastator reissues as well. I do think Demolisher would definitely be an improvement over Scavenger. I do prefer the white colors and I think it looks much more clean. Payload on the other hand, I prefer the long haul colors more, but it would still be good to have this as an option for the people who like yellow. So overall, I would like it if they did these, but I would only be interested in Demolisher personally. This belongs in number 9 as these guys are just easy repaints or redecos. I love the Studio Series 38 Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. It is so fun to mess around with, and it is one of my most favorite Optimus toys that I own. But I would really like to see a Studio Series Cybertronian Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. I've recently gotten a bunch of Bumblebee movie figures, and I realized that he doesn't really fit with them aesthetically, especially in vehicle mode. I would actually prefer the Cybertronian one over the one that I have now. I would actually replace my Bumblebee movie Optimus with the Cybertronian version. I just think it would be so unique and it would fit so much better in my collection. This one, just like with Demolisher and Payload, could be very easy to make. All they have to do is slightly change the sculpting and paints and give him different wheels as well. Basically what I'm imagining is the alternate mode to the Earth mode from the third-party Bumblebee movie Optimus that was released. And that's how I think Hasbro would most likely tackle that. However, a better idea would be just to completely make an entirely new mold. Maybe inspired by the War for Cybertron Optimus Prime design. I think that would be really cool and much better. It would be so interesting to see a live action interpretation of that design. They could honestly go either way, but obviously I would prefer having a brand new mold over the retool, but I would be happy either way. I'm not really interested in Canopy from The Last Knight. He just looks like a basic, standard NPC Autobot. What I am interested in though, is how Hasbro will integrate the cover into the toy, in both modes. I am genuinely excited to see how they'll tackle it. I'm curious to what materials would be used to make it, and how it would integrate into the vehicle mode. I just feel like they could do something very intriguing and unique with this toy. But I really hope they don't retool Long Haul for this. Due to it being a combiner limb, he has quite a few compromises throughout, in engineering, robot, and truck modes. So if they retool him, I'm worried that those compromises will carry over, and we'll end up with a compromised figure with no benefits from that compromise. In the ideal scenario, they give us an entirely new mold for this, and come up with something crazy to integrate the Canopy really well. Possibly making the Canopy transform itself. For such a basic looking character, this guy has the potential to become a really unique transformer. But I don't have that much hope in Hasbro, so that's why this guy is placed at 7. And speaking of unique Transformers toys, a Studio Series dispenser would be amazing to have. I have seen the original Age of Extinction toy, and I think that it is so cool and it looks so fun to play with. I really want to own one. But that toy is not really accurate to the film appearance at all. So I would love to see an update to that design. The vehicle, robot, and concept is very interesting. And on top of that, it looks really cool. I do prefer the appearance of the old toy over the movie design. In a perfect world, Hasbro would make both. One referencing the old Age of Extinction toy, and one more accurate to the film. I do understand that's pretty unlikely. And what's also unlikely is for them to get a Mountain Dew license. However, I would be fine if they just made them with an unbranded generic soda company. I would admit, if they managed to pull off the Mountain Dew collab, I would be so hyped. I just know I would have so much fun playing with this toy. I just feel it in my heart. Hopefully it gets released soon. I am praying. I was so sad when this character died. He is the best character in the entire Transformers franchise. And to rub salt in the wound, we still haven't gotten a toy of him to this day. It has been 11 years since Oreobot has graced the big screen. And if you're wondering why I keep looping the same clip over and over again, it's because that's all the screen time he has. But every second he graciously gives us is glorious. The toy itself would be so fun and interesting because we have never gotten a vending machine Transformers toy before. I just think it would be such a funny and interesting idea to just pull off, and I know Hasbro can do it. The vending machine is basically just a block, and it probably would have a lot of kibble due to it transforming into a very humanoid robot, but that's fine. I am willing to accept any amount of kibble if I could just have him. Just know that if he comes out, I will buy every single one of them. Not to resell, but to keep and admire. The next entry is something I don't think I've heard people say that they want, which is surprising given how important they are in the film. And on top of that, I don't think we've ever gotten a figure of them as well. The small blue one that came with Copernicus does not count. But that's a given. It's very hard to make a toy for Quintessa. But not gonna lie, the Quintesson toys from Transformers 1 reminds me of her. So they could do something like that, and I do see them pulling it off. The alt mode would be just some random Cybertronian thing, but I think the sheer concept of having this character as a toy just makes up for that. Also, I'd love for it to come with chains so I can tie Optimus up. It would also be quite interesting seeing how they handle the tendrils on the dress. I'm hoping that they'll be individually articulated and that she'll come with a stand. But knowing Hasbro, they would most likely just go with the Scourge's hand route. If they are lazy, I do see it being very, very bad. So this Studio Series figure would just depend on how much effort Hasbro is willing to put into this. We have never, ever seen a Transformers toy that transforms into a bus. And therefore, I really want to see Studio Series Transit from Rise of the Beasts. I saw the deleted scene, and to be honest, I sort of wished they didn't remove it. I thought it was a good scene. But who knows, maybe it is the Bayverse nostalgia in me. And speaking of Bayverse, Transit definitely reminds me of that style of Transformer. That, combined with the never seen before alt mode, makes me really want one. Just the idea of a transforming bus seems so cool to me. And we do need a lot more Transformers that transform into everyday vehicles. I have a good feeling about this as a Studio Series toy. I think it would be very fun and cool. I have seen customs of it already, and they look amazing. All I'm hoping is that they don't make it a very heavy shell former, and that they try to integrate all the panels well. So please Hasbro, I'm begging you, please make Transit. And while we're talking about Rise of the Beasts, let's talk about Stratosphere. We haven't gotten any Studio Series Commander classes besides the Studio Series 86 ones, which is such a shame because there is so much potential there. There are so many cool ideas they could come up with, and Stratosphere just seems like a really good starting point to live action commanders. The Studio Series Jetfire figure was amazing, so I know Hasbro is definitely able to pull off something like this. And the toy would just be so fun. He definitely deserves a Studio Series figure We didn't even get a normal mainline toy of him. Obviously, I'm not expecting him to be able to fit figures like Optimus Prime inside of him. That is very unlikely. But he has such a unique design, and I really like that plane mode. I think that style of plane is pretty uncommon. We haven't gotten a toy that transforms into that type of plane for a while, so it would be very nice to have. I think the last one was Power Glide. I have no idea why Hasbro aren't making any live-action Studio Series Commanders, but they definitely should. And we would all be so hyped for it, regardless of what character they'll do. My favorite and first Studio Series figure of all time is Grimlock. It has been that way for 6 years. So why, Hasbro? Why haven't you guys released any more Dinobots? You said you'd start once you finished the Studio Series 86 Dinobots. And you're finished with that now, but there's still no news of any Age of Extinction Dinobots. I have the full set of the mainline Dinobots, and I've even gotten the 86 versions of them too. So please, Hasbro, I'm begging you, please start making these. I don't need to say anything. You guys already know they would be so cool, and they would be such amazing Studio Series figures. I am so excited to see these characters in person, with all their detailing, sculpting, and dry brushing. And on top of that, I am so curious to see what their transformations would look like. I guess a positive about waiting for so long is that their engineering has definitely improved. If they were released at the same time as Grimlock, they won't be as good as if they were released now. Just know for a fact that the moment I am able to complete this team, my life would have peaked. These designs are just so cool. I would do anything to have these guys. So please, Hasbro, please release them. I need them. I'm begging you, Hasbro, please. So there we have it. There is 10 Studio Series characters that I am looking forward to. I did have a few more that I haven't talked about yet. So if you guys have anything you want to see in Studio Series, let me know and I might make a part 2. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or night.